Uh, Hello everyone. Thought I'd do this video. I'm doing it from the other channel, not my usual one, because I want to keep that one for all my normal hobbies and stuff. So this one's on my other channel. Basically, don't really know where to start. There's a lot of things to cover really in this one, but to round it all up, it's all about what's going on in the world today. Absolute crackpot, innit? Crazy. Where do I start? Well, let's have a drop of my tea first and have a think. What's like I say, there's so much going on, isn't there? We've got, well, to sum it all up, we just seem to be spending more money as a country than we've got. We couldn't cover the repayments on the debt, just the interest payments from what I gather. Before all this lockdown business, and then we had the Chancellor at the time turning around and saying, oh, it's going to cost us so much, we've got to pay it all back, you know. So fair enough. And then all of a sudden something else happens, you know. The other side of Europe, let's say, and all of a sudden, oh, we just chuck a load of money at that as well, you know. The bit I don't get, and this is the bit I can't understand, is we all know what's happening. We all know what's going on. You know, I watch YouTube all the time. I watch YouTube videos. I subscribe to loads and loads of different channels. Anything to do with like this conversation we're having there. And you know, it's not just here, is it? It's not just in the UK. It's every single European country. America, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, everywhere. And I just think, you know, everyone in every one of them countries, and it's not a few, is it? Let's be honest. I mean, loads of people, just, you know, millions and millions of people have all got the same idea that we all know what's going on. Because it ain't just me, I mean, and it ain't a conspiracy theory or whatever anymore. Because they're open about what they're doing. It's just the people that's in charge of all these different places still believe that if they try and blame something else, that we're all stupid enough to believe it, even though we know the truth. The only thing is that for some strange reason, we all feel like we're alone. And I know I'm just not talking for me, because if we didn't feel this way, someone would have actually done something about it by now. Or not just someone, I mean, you couldn't do this on your own. This is a worldwide effort, isn't it? I mean, the people that's been doing this there's a big group of them. Obviously, they've got that much money and that much power that they've influenced every single government on the planet to go along with this, you know. And they're running it like they would a business, but a greedy one, you know. Like not I mean, when I say a business, I mean a whacking great big corporation that's bought everything up, destroyed everything in its path, so that they can have it all. I mean, I've worked for companies like that in the past, you know, and they're just greedy. They're literally just greedy. They want more and more and more and more. They're not satisfied. And it always seems to be at the expense of the people that actually do all the work for them. Or the customers. that's the bit that makes me laugh, you know, because if it weren't for the customers and the people working for them, they wouldn't be where they are. Yet it's gotten to a point now where they got so big and so, well, it's not really powerful, is it? Because they got so big that they're buying their power, because these people that are in power are so bloody corrupt and easily bought off that you've got these corporations now that can just do and say whatever they want and run things how they would the company with these crackpot ideas, you know. I mean, you know, it's all to. I mean, it's gone beyond efficiency, innit? I mean, you know, they've all sat down and all worked out together that if everyone puts out the same message all across the world about anything that they want, people are going to believe it and start to believe it and start to think that these things are actually happening and all the rest of it. When reality of it is the majority, and I'm not on about a few people, the majority of people know that 90% of it is crap. It's just absolute crap, you know. But when you've got the people higher up and at the top, say, and all the media and everything else all saying the same rubbish, you know, he kind of sends you a bit loopy, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? Because at first you question your sanity, and then you start to think, nah, I'm right, because everything that you've thought and seen and said has come true, and it has been right. But for me, it seems like we're running out of time. We're running out of time quick. I mean, it's pretty obvious that they give themselves 10 years to reach this goal. They've managed to get every single person in power that's in their club, that's doing what they want. And I'm sorry if I'm going quiet, but there's just so much going on in my head. It's just like, I mean, from, you know, I've got a young daughter, I've got grandkids, you know, and I think about their future. You know, my granddad, he was in the Second World War, right at the end of it, and I mean, they've lived through war. My nan and that, she got bombed out and stuff, but that was all, when I was younger, it was all to do with, you know, we was all told, oh, well, they went to war and it was for your freedom, you know, the freedom of speech and all that, and there's certain countries, you know, the other side of the planet, that these sort of things, you know, you're not allowed to say stuff, or something will happen to you and that, and you think, wow, I'm so lucky that I live in a country that, you know, is like that. And it's really sad when you sort of like realise that that's all seemed to have gone, and it's gone very quickly within the space of a couple of years. I mean, it was starting to disappear, but, you know, it's sort of like been rushed along very quickly. I say this is just how I feel. You know, I know I'm waffling on, but, you know, it's, wow. I just sort of like, I'm lost for words, really. I really am. I mean, by now, let's put it like this, let's go off tangent a bit, you know, I mean, 2022, I remember watching a programme called Space 1999. I'll be thinking like these spaceships flying around and that, you know, and I thought there'd be flying cars, and my mum used to say to me, "Oh, there'd be all sorts going on, all these like really good things." And so the thing is, we have got really good things, haven't we? We've got internet, we got mobile phones, smartphones, all that stuff. We got the whole world in our pocket. The only thing is that like none of it's really being used for good, is it? All this technology that we got. Don't get me wrong, it's good stuff. Everything about it's good. But there's some the people right at the top are taking advantage of it for their own benefit, for their own agenda. You'd think in this day and age that we'd be a lot freer than we actually are. It's working in reverse, isn't it? All these things that are supposedly done for good are being used against you. It's, mobile phone takes wicked pictures, fantastic quality photographs, all this, everything. I know that the smartphone's going to be it's going to be our prisoner. It's going to be like your own personal electronic tag, innit? Do you know what I mean? But it could be used for good. There's a lot of good things about them, It's just people higher up just are going to take advantage of it, It's like everything else. It's blatantly obvious. The amount of problems that's gone on. And they've all been created. They create a problem and then come up with a way of solving it. Every time the way that they've solved it, they get you to basically be in a position of where you're begging for it. Let's put it like this. Let's think of an example. We had a load of terrorism, didn't we? We went through a spate of like terrorists all across the world. The West getting terrorised and all that. What happened to all the terrorists? They all die all of a sudden. They all just disappeared, all because of like this sudden illness. No, it just seems odd, doesn't it? I know I'm treading on dodgy ground here, but they come up with these hate crimes. Hate speech. That was it. Showed you loads of people on the street preaching hate and all the rest of it. Proper hate, And then that gets you to think, well, yeah, we need these laws bringing in because it'll stop all of that. And all of a sudden, bosh, it weren't really for that. It was to keep you quiet yourself, wasn't it? Because virtually everything now you say is an hate crime. It can be determined in whatever way you want it to be. That's just one example, isn't it? It'd be the money next. That's the big thing. The money. Wow. Alright. Let's put it like this. You could solve the world's money problems, couldn't you? We're running up debt. Why don't you just cancel the debt? They've got enough money. They've got trillions. Between all the richest people in the world, and there's not many. Well, there's a lot of rich people, but being rich nowadays don't really matter, does it? Because millionaires were a big thing when I was even when I was a teenager. You always wanted to be a millionaire, And then it was a billionaire, wasn't it? They seemed to come in. Oh, billionaire, wow, And there was a few billionaires about, but not many. And now, most of these people are near enough trillionaires, or there probably is a few trillionaires about. Just think, wow, why would you... they've gotten to a point now of where you can become a trillionaire, and I can't remember where it was. The figures might have been wrong, but They said it'd take you thousands of years to spend all this money. So you've got more money. They've got enough money to buy an entire country with. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, why would you want that much money? And then all of a sudden they want to give the money away. Philanthropy, innit? That's what they call it. I'm trying to give all my money away, but then I give it all away because they know they're going to get it all back. But by giving it away, it's all tax free. And you just think to yourself, and I mean, if I can see it, it's just a regular bloke. I mean, I make bloody patio doors for a living, do you know what I mean? And if I can see it, as just someone normal, you know, and they reckon, you know, they go on as if no one else knows what they're doing. They can't see it. Or they're just black brazen, that they're just like, yeah, it don't matter, this is what we're doing, what are you going to do about it? Nothing. Because there's 100 of us, and there's, what, how many millions of people on the planet? No one's going to do a goddamn thing. And this is what it's come to, you know. Wow. Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? But I mean, you know, you're in trouble when the people in charge of running your own country spouting out the rubbish that they're putting out. You know that, like, you don't stand much of a chance, do you? And all this protesting all across the world, I've seen it all, watched it all on YouTube and all the other social media platforms, and watch what's going on and watch their people in charge of them deal with them. And I just think to myself, well, obviously protesting ain't working, is it? Because you'll either just get your bank account frozen, let's say. That happened in one country. Your bank account's frozen, all your assets took off you, which they could quite easily do once the money's changed, can't they? Because you know, I mean, wow. If you got a digital currency, do away with the dollar, great. Restart it all, reset it all, as they call it. Reset all the monetary thing. Why does it have to be programmable then? Why make it so that they can dictate to you what you do with your own money? Why can't they just leave it alone? Just leave it the same as before, but just reset it as such. You know, do like these bloody, what do you call it? Do an IVA, is it? What they call them? IVA. And do that on a worldwide scale. Just say, well, you don't have to pay us all the money back. Just, you know, we'll reset it from here and start again. Surely it can be as easy as that, really. I mean, I know money's a very odd thing how it works, but surely, to goodness, you know, you don't have to go to the extreme of changing all the currency. But then, if you look at it like this, everything's got to work in their favour, innit? It's always got to work in their bloody favour. I mean, I watched one of these things where the main topic of conversation was how do we go around solving all of these problems and ensuring that we still come out on top? And I thought to myself, wow, you're not really out to solve all these problems, are you? Probably, because there ain't that many problems. Most of them, if they just spat it out, enough people will believe that it's actually happening. But no, it's just basically, it's one massive money and power grab. That's all it is. Print as much money as possible, because it's going down the pan, innit? All the money's going down the pan. The financial system's going to mess up. Don't get me wrong, I'm no expert on it. I'm only going in what I've seen. And they're going to come out with, oh, but don't worry, because we're going to do away with that and we're going to bring this in. And then I was watching a thing today going slightly different again. about, what had gone on in 2020. That little illness that was about. And there was this bloke turning around and saying, well, when we have the next one, yeah, okay, so we're going to have another one, aren't we? Well, why don't we ensure that everyone that's had the old gets a passport, and all the ones that ain't got it, or refuse to have it, or don't want to play parts of this little game, well then they can't travel nowhere. But at least we're not punishing the people that's gone along with what we want. Not like last time, everyone was punished, they couldn't travel about. But what a great idea if we make sure this is in place and we get this passport business going, digital one again, and give them freedom, So really and truthfully, they're in control of your freedom, and yet we're the ones that put them in that position in the first place, and I mean, I don't know where I'm going with this. I know I'm talking a load of rubbish, but all I can say is surely to goodness there's a lot of intelligent people out there, a lot more bloody clever than me anyway. I'm just one of these, just your regular bloke, just wants a normal life, nice, peaceful, happy life, just like everybody else. But it's pretty obvious that all of these people have got together, whether it's 1,000 of them or 100 of them, but it ain't a lot of them, not as many as the general public, let's say, of the planet. And they've all got together and plotted all of this up, and they're pretty confident that they're going to go along with this and no one's going to do nothing about it. And to be honest, how I feel, it looks like they're going to pull this off, and that really worries me, because like I say, I've got grandkids, I've got kids. What's their bloody future's going to be like, But surely to goodness, if everyone sort of like got together, or at least quite a few of the people got together on an international scale and done exactly the same thing and played them at their own game, not going on the streets protesting, because what's going to happen? You're going to get your head kicked in by the people that's meant to protect you from this sort of stuff. They've got them working for them, ain't they? So let's face it, you're going to get a beating, or you're going to get cancelled, or you're going to lose your job, or all of that sort of thing. I personally think, this is a regular bloke, I ain't got a bloody clue, is just hoping and praying that there's some bloody smart people out there that can get an organisation together and put it out there that will get the backing of all of these people like me that feel very alone, very scared. Don't mind admitting it, I'm scared of what's going to happen, because everyone would back them. If it was, I'm pretty much sure that all these people that donated to the trucker protests, or donated to a certain party or whatever that they believed in or believe in, if they'll put that money into an organisation, a worldwide organisation, like what they've got and like what they've bought, and got exactly the same, and got all of us in the same position that they're in, then things probably could turn around, and could probably turn around quite a bit. But the big question is who's going to do it? I'd love to do it. I'd love to be able to do something like that. Personally, I don't think I've got that in me, I'll be honest with you. But I'm sure that there's enough people out there that can do this. But like I say, all other avenues and that are just gone, ain't they? You know. And if it carries on for another couple of years like this, well then wow, you know, there's no going back, is there? Like I say, I'm pretty scared. I'm sure there's a lot of other scared people out there. I should imagine there's millions of scared people out there. But they know that, and they want that. They want us to be scared. They want you to live in fear. I just want some hope. That's what I'm asking for. A little bit of hope. So I don't want to go on too long. I've been at it nearly half an hour now. Like I say, I can't talk to no one else. My wife's sick of hearing it. She's fed up with me talking about it. As soon as I mention anything now, she's just got to a point where she says no and just walks away. But, you know. I mean, all I'm going to leave you with is like, you know, if you're the same as me, you know, I mean, I'm fortunate. I mean, like I say, I'm 53, so I've managed, you know, through circumstances and a bit of luck, I'm mortgage free, thank God. And I've got everything I want in life, you know. I own my own house. I've got a few toys that I like playing with. Like, you know, I've got all my stuff. I'm happy. You know, I mean, yeah. No one wants to go to work for a living, do they? Would rather sit at home and just let the money come in. But at the end of the day, you know, I've been at work all my life. I've never been on the dole. I've never signed on, never claimed for anything. And I work bloody hard for what I've got. And it might not be a lot, but it's all mine. Well, half of it's my wife's now, but I know that's how it is, isn't it, in life. But no, she's a good girl. I wouldn't have it any other way, to be honest, but the way I see it is we've got everything that we want, and so's everyone else out there that's probably watching this. But there's a quote in there: you're going to own nothing and you're going to be happy. Well, I don't think I want to be happy when they come for my house, and I want to know how they're going to take it. I can pretty much guarantee it's going to be a very slow way of doing it. They're going to tax us to death, tax you on owning your own property to a point where they make it really hard. But once again, it's that we create a problem, we come up with a solution. Well, it ain't going to cost you so much if we buy your house off you, or we'll take your house off you, but we'll rent it back to you. And your car, and your bloody clothes. You know what I mean? Wow. It's sad times, isn't it? Really sad. Anyway, I've gone waffling on enough. I've got a little clock on my little camera's telling me that I've been banging on for about half an hour now, so I'm going to shut up. But if anyone feels the same as me, please put it in the comments, send me a comment, anything, and just let me know that it's just not me going mental. And if there's anyone out there that is willing to sort of like do something like that, you know, I'm not saying it's sort of like that's the way to go, but surely to goodness, if someone or some sort of organisation or even a political party decides to think, well, you know, can we expand You know, like these big corporations do. Let's expand. Let's go worldwide. Let's have our little meetings. Let's have our, even if you know, even if it, because I'm sure if it did happen, they'd make it bloody damn awkward. But let's put it like this: let's all have our Zoom calls. Let's all have our little meetings and stuff, and collectively make this big worldwide organisation that's just as big as theirs, and give them. We'll have a level playing field then, won't we? We'll be equal. Because at the minute we're not equal at all. They've literally grabbed all the money, bought all the power, and yeah, we need to get some of that back. But the only way that I think that's ever going to be done, and this is my own opinion, this, you know, I mean, I could be drastically wrong, but from what I see, going on the streets, protesting, rioting, violence, all the rest of it, it ain't going to work, is it? You just got to play it smart. Play it smart, play it at their game. And I think that's the only way around it, in my opinion. If anyone knows any better, let me know. Because it'll make me feel better knowing that somebody else has come up with a better idea than mine. Someone's got to have a good idea, ain't they? You know, there's got to be something good out there. I've still got faith in all of us. You know, it don't matter where you come from, does it? Don't matter where you come from, what you believe in, anything. It's been going on so long. Everyone getting separated, divided, neighbours against neighbours, friends against friends, turning, bleeding everyone against each other. It's playing into their game. We've all got one thing in common. It don't matter what you believe in, mate. They've got their belief, and they're going to impose it on all of us. And that's got to change, innit? Because it don't matter if you agree with me or not. You're going to be in the same crap as me. While they're sitting on the top of their tree laughing down at us. So, yeah, we need to get together as a planet. Because otherwise, we don't stand an hope in hell. Anyway, enough of all that. Like I say, I just thought I'd rant on for a little bit, over half an hour.